Hello internet friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lindsay or LiJo, and today we're going to be speaking on how to get your FI out of a slump. If you're an FI user, especially if you have FI in a higher position over TE, this video is for you. So if you'd like to talk to me about this in greater depth, you can book a video session with me below on my link to Snug. So here we go. All right, so to those of us who have FI, it's no surprise that FI can sometimes create this perpetual cycle of self-loathing. Now, myself having TE in a higher position over FI, this happens to me far less frequently. However, I do hear it so much from the INFPs, ENFPs, ISFPs, ESFPs, and just in general, those who have FI in a higher position over TE. So if you're an FI user, if you find yourself stuck in a state in which your emotions and your identity are just wrapped up and intertwined within each other, and it seems almost impossible to escape, it seems almost impossible to access a world outside of your FI, well, I have a few suggestions that I think will help. The last thing that you really need in situations like this is more of yourself. Because the cycle is being perpetuated by you, by the state of how you're perceiving things, the emotional state that's tied to different things that are feeling like they're part of your identity, part of who you are, and it just makes this outside world inaccessible. So the last thing you need to do is put more of you into the mix. Bring more of yourself into what you're already thinking about, what you're already going through. So what we're going to do is flex our balancing muscle here, which is extroverted thinking. And so this is my NITE hack. This is what I recommend giving a shot if you're in a position like I've mentioned. And what I suggest doing is to go help a person, someone in your life, with something that they've said that they need help with. Now, where this can get tricky for FI users is they'll kind of selectively hear what they think other people might need help with according to what they themselves like to do. This doesn't work in a situation like this. And what it really requires is three things. The first thing is listening. So you really need to be listening to the tribe, the outside world, the parts that integrate with other parts, and find out what is useful to a particular person and maybe why the thing is particularly useful so that you actually remember its significance in that setting. And number two is if you're not sure what would be useful or helpful to this other individual, ask, get clarification. You want to know for sure that what you're putting your effort into actually matters for this outside person. And so with intent, go into a conversation and say, hey, I know you mentioned this thing the other day. What were you really looking to get done in this particular situation? And ask them, get clarity so that you know that you're putting your effort into the right thing. And then the last part is to actually do the work. Actually see it through. And sometimes this can be uncomfortable. Sometimes you don't really like doing it. These are all things that FI would tend to kind of run back into their hole. But the thing is if you take this thing halfway through and then you go back into your FI hole, it's not going to feel good. What is going to feel good is when you do that thing that the tribe says they need help with that will really work for them in whatever situation it is. Maybe it's helping them put together a desk and maybe they just need someone to do it for them. And maybe you have to take the time to actually figure out how to do it and get the thing to work well, right? FI can be a very, very emo function. But when you're able to take yourself out of that situation, out of that context, and then actually create something that works outside of you, immediately FI is going to feel not as heavy because essentially you're not putting as much energy into it anymore. You're going to lighten the load of that function and you're going to put some of that weight, some of that energy onto your extroverted thinking. And so this is just one recommendation. There's a lot of things that you can do, but this is what I recommend to people who are stuck in that spot and they're looking for a way to get out. Just listen, pay attention, get clarification from someone else. What do they really need? And then go and do the work and see what your results are. So that's it for this video. I hope you find it useful. My TE hopes that you find it useful, and I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye, internet friends.